say the Wi-Fi is out on pretty much our whole island. We are island people here in Hawaii. And I usually have a bunch of slides to show you, but today I'm just going to have a conversation with you. If nothing else, I hope it sparks enough curiosity for you to dig deeper on the information I'm going to give you. Now, a little bit about myself. I am a retired pro athlete tuning in from the top of our treehouse. I'm trying to get as close to the surface as possible. I'm 70 feet up in the air right now. And, you know, my husband and I have had an amazing life, but found ourselves dealing with health issues and also money issues about 9 years ago when I found this. Now, I never thought I'd do a business like this, so I'm going to wait to the end to talk a little bit about that part of my story. But what I want to focus on first is health. The main thing that we need in life, right? To enjoy life, we need our health. And I found myself years ago struggling with stuff I usually don't like to admit, but because of these products, I talk about it freely now. But you know, I was dealing with mental health issues. I was depressed. I was dealing with insomnia, which could have led to the depression for sure. I was dealing with anxiety attacks, low energy, all these things that honestly I never thought that would really affect me because my whole life was so into taking care of myself. You know, I was a top athlete, you know, world champion. I really prided myself on checking the ingredients on the boxes and to having as many products as I could to supplement, to make myself feel better. And when I found myself here, you know, it was embarrassing and it was scary. I don't know if any of you have ever dealt with debilitating thoughts that are dark, depression, but it is a scary place to be. And my husband was going through a completely different situation with a radical bout of inflammation that was leading us into having to get a really risky surgery. And we didn't want to do any of it. We didn't want to get on meds. We didn't want to have to do a risky surgery where they flipped his nose open and scraped this thing out. We didn't want to do that. And so what I'm going to talk about today is a complete medical breakthrough. It's going to sound too good to be true. It's going to sound like, why haven't I heard of this before? But what I want you to wrap your mind around is, even though this is what Washington State University is saying is the biggest breakthrough in preventative health care, and even though these products are backed by Harvard and Louisiana State and Texas Tech and American Heart Association and NIH saying it's the only supplement to extend life, even though there's all this incredible real science, this has been going on for centuries. Our bodies are actually the miracles here, but we are able to go to the root cause of all disease and target something called oxidative stress. If you haven't heard of that, you will in the future. It is becoming a buzzword in the health industry. And that is because as we age, right at about the age of 20, our cells start to oxidize, and it's called oxidative stress. And it's the center of pretty much every disease. So what I was dealing with, what my neighbor was dealing with, my husband, my father, I can go on and on and on with the list because everyone's got something. I saw this as a huge, huge, huge opportunity to prevent things getting worse and also to fix what I was going through. And that started my journey. You know, I never thought I'd get into an industry like this. I never thought I'd do this as a business. But what happened is these magical herbs that become 1,800 times more effective when they're put together, a synergistic effect happens where they are 1,800 times more effective. Ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, and turmeric, all things that I had on my shelf as products that I was taking, but never had this kind of reaction because of what happens when they're put together at this patented proportion. So before I go any further, I got to tell you the story of how this came about, how we got to have our hands on this, and a little bit about why this company had to choose the direct selling model to get this out there. Now, in 2005, a world-renowned scientist, an Elliott Crescent Award winner, actually the last to receive this award, which is someone that can change a century, came to the finding that there was not a synthetic way to get rid of this thing called oxidative stress. But when he whittled 50 herbs down to these 5 and put them together at this certain proportion, he saw that this easy product that really is a salad, I mean, it's natural, could take down how we oxidize on a cellular level. It was a huge breakthrough, such big of a breakthrough when he did the first human study and saw that it was reducing it by 40%, that ABC Primetime went in to debunk this company. They went in to expose, this company for making claims that had never yet been medically possible. And that is that taking just one of these pills reduces oxidative stress by an average of 40%, sometimes more. So Don Quinones, multi-Emmy Award winner, goes in there, gets his blood drawn, becomes the guinea pig. And what could have exposed and ruined this company if it wasn't real ended up being the biggest third-party validation that any natural product has ever seen. He goes in there, gets, his blood drawn, measured by a T-bar test. His oxidative stress goes down 45% in 12 days. Now, again, why this is important is because if you look up any disease, go to pubmed.gov if you are a researcher and look up any disease and oxidative stress, and you will see how the National Institute of Health's website links pretty much everything to this thing called oxidative stress. And we are the only product that can bring that down by an average of 40%. So when I got on the product, even though the FDA does not allow us to say that we can cure or mitigate your disease, immediately I started to feel better. I mean, I thought it was the placebo effect. I couldn't believe how quickly my mood was lifted, how quickly I could deal with the stress that we were dealing with, which I'll get into in a minute. I could deal with it. Nothing had changed. I was still going to the mail and seeing that our credit card bill was way more than we could pay. I was still getting threats that our electricity was going to get turned off, but I could deal. I started sleeping like a baby. About 3 months in, all my pre-arthritic pain that I was going through as pushing myself as an athlete for all those years completely went away. I haven't had it since. My husband's issue turned around. My father-in-law, I could go on and on and on and on about how this product and these products can radically change someone's health. The biggest thing that I noticed, obviously, was my mood was way better, but I had more energy throughout the day. At this point, we had 2 kids. We had shut down our small business because people weren't buying organic food then. They were coupon cutting in 2009. And I wasn't with my kids. And I noticed that all of a sudden I had more energy. I could keep up with them. And this, is a huge, huge component to this because so many of us, as we age, we're restless when we don't have the same energy. We have brain fog. All of a sudden, I was feeling as good as I felt in my 20s. And I'm going to shift for a second. You're going to have questions. I had a million. And what I want to, and convey most of all, is these products have never been available they were available on shelves. After that ABC Primetime aired, let me finish that. After that ABC Primetime aired, 2 million orders went through. They were on the shelves at GNC and High Health and different health food stores. They couldn't handle the influx of the demand. And what happened was, people didn't go back. People forgot about it. And guess what happened? The company almost went under. They hired someone in 2009 and they said, what do? We have all this peer-reviewed research. We have people's testimonies that are just miraculous. What do we do? And he said, you need it to take it into the hands of people that will tell their friends and their family. Network marketing, the thing I've been skeptical on my entire life. And what happened was the company started to grow exponentially. So the only way that you can get these products are through people that you know or that someone else knows. They tried the shelf, it didn't work, they'll never go back. And so all of a sudden I'm sitting there and my neighbors are saying, gosh, you look different. What's going on with you? And you're happier. And how are you feeling so good? And I started to share. And I started to realize that this thing that I'd been saying no to for a very long time, the reason why was because I hadn't had an opportunity like this, where there was no competition, where there was a company that was publicly traded that nobody knew about yet, that was only in a couple dozen countries. A company that has a system already in place that I could follow what to do next. And it would take some time, but I could build something on the side. And where we were when we found this was It was a rough place. We were living with my in-laws. We were, renting our house out. We had bought this place, and then 2009 got the rug pulled out from under us. And, within a week had no money coming in pretty much. All of our sponsors left. I know a lot of you can relate. If it's not you, it's somebody else. COVID has rocked our communities. So as I switch to the business, I want you to just stay open-minded. Again, this may not be for you. I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to, force you into something. I'm here to educate you on another way to make a little bit of money that can grow into a lot coming in every month. And also these products that just radically changes people's health. And so what I learned was, I'm sitting there, I'm feeling better. My dad's calling me, he's the most unhealthy person I know. He smokes Camel non-filters. He drinks Jolts. He eats Burger King. He's not healthy, but he's calling me saying, what the heck is this stuff, daughter? I want more, and I want all my workers on it. He says, I just ripped out an entire mansion, all the whole kitchen of cabinets. This guy's in his 60s, and he says he feels normal the next day. So I start thinking, and I'm thinking, here's my dad, someone that won't drink more water, definitely won't do a cleanse. Like most of us, we won't stick to our workout regimen. Will we check the ingredients on the box? Probably not. We want things fast. And all of a sudden I started going, wait a second. If my dad and all these people are wanting to feel better, I better know what I'm saying no to. And that's when I started my journey to really uncover what network marketing can do when it's done right. If you have a product that stands alone, products that no one can get anywhere else. If you have a company that has a compensation plan that pays out really well, I start to learn that this company has one of the most generous in the industry, giving you back 40% of whatever you share into your pockets daily. 40%. I've never seen anything like that. You then get global profit shares where you share in everything sold on the planet once you get to the elite ranks. And honestly, when I got into this, I wasn't in it to make 10, 20, 50 grand a month. I was in this to make $300 extra a month. $300 could help me to stop one of my jobs that I was doing. I had so many hustles just trying to make it here. In Hawaii, it is expensive. I was cleaning houses. I was waitressing. I was doing whatever I could, but remembering what it was like to be free. And I don't know if any of you have ever felt that, but the freedom to be in control of your calendar with no boss, being able to build your business anywhere you want, from home, from the road, traveling with your kids, whatever, wherever. There's nothing like that. I thought I was going to get it when I had my small business. Any small business owners out there? No joke. I had my feet nailed to the floor. The stress of having that business, I will never go back. But here's the thing, is if you are in a state of, gosh, I just want to feel better. I want more energy. I want to feel good about life, especially if you're dealing with something serious. Do the research if you're skeptical. Go to PubMed, look up anything you can think of antioxidative stress. Learn about mitochondrial function and how important it is to have the powerhouse of your cell working smoothly. Because what happens as we age is we start to be able to not keep up with the being bombarded and hijacked by all the free radicals. We think that supplementation, taking C and D and these different vitamins will help. Maybe it'll help, but it won't do the job. We have the opportunity here, and that's why I'm here to share. And I'll probably never stop doing this, because we have the chance to go to the root cause of all disease and fix it by half. So this is the whole simple way, is instead of supplementation, which is still great, we're activating our cells to become the best expression that they can of themselves, to basically how they were before we were 20. And then I know you're sitting there thinking, and you may not be, but some of you for sure are going, gosh, my mom and my cousin and my best friend has this and that. And that's what happened to me. I started thinking about all the people that I know that talk about whatever. I don't have enough energy. I have this ailment. I'm taking medication for this or whatever it is. And I started to realize if I could give them a natural approach and just share it with them and see how they felt, what would happen. And that has now turned into Crazy, crazy, crazy amounts of people feeling better. My $300 extra a month came pretty quick, and it's great to have $300 extra a month. But if you keep putting one foot in front of the other and you keep doing and you keep sharing this, I have now gotten to the top of the company. Never in a million years did I think that was going to happen. We just booked, I'm not bragging, but I kind of am. We're booked 2 months to go to Bali this summer because we can. That's the freedom I'm talking about. So if you are curious, get with the person that invited you. Ask questions. You can get on the phone with me. I've been doing this 9 years. I'm a professional and I love what I do. I love our tribe. I love what this can do for people. I love the personal growth. And the most important thing, I love how I feel every morning when I wake up. Like I'm in my 20s and I'm pushing 45. I love that I can share this with people and they call me and tell me the craziest stories about how these products are changing their lives and their family's life. So ask questions, get with the person that invited you. And also if you are a researcher or if you're just curious, please go and watch that ABC primetime. If you're not a prospect, can you go down and just type in biohack and activate? I want you guys to go and look at that. That's the ABC primetime that I talked about, and also the peer-reviewed research. Go and look at that. Do the research. It is a very, very, very big deal. The biggest breakthrough in preventative care, preventative medicine. We have it, and it's affordable. And there's a business attached that will radically change your life. So much love, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.